Hello there and welcome to this Let's Build video for Enshrouded. In this video I will build a house inside of this tree here. This tree I built myself, and if you're interested in how I did it, there's a video a link in the description below this video, so you just click on that. You might not want to build a tree yourself, and if not, just head over to Blackmire. There's a bunch of big trees over there, and most of the stuff I do in this video will work just fine in those trees as well. Those trees are a bit bigger than this one, but it shouldn't really matter too much, since this video will be mostly focused on kind of indoor design that I feel fit with the aesthetics of a treehouse build. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm a bit indecisive if I should place the door over here or on the other side of the tree over here, right? The other side is more natural since it would be facing the rest of the village. This is also kind of a narrow fit, but I think this side of the tree is a bit more screenshot worthy, which is something you have to keep in mind if you plan to do a YouTube video about something. Is it thumbnail worthy? This side, I think this side is the thumbnail worthy side of the tree. So I think the door has to go on this side for that reason only. So this little bush here has to go, it's in the way. Let's see, I'll remove this one as well. I will start by making a hole inside of the tree, just to see where the door goes. This tree already is hollow, thanks to some building trick I used when constructing the tree. So obviously, if you are building in an existing tree over in Blackmire, you might have to start by actually hollowing out your tree. I don't have to do that. My idea here is to place the door in a way where I can hide the corners of the door, so only the round shape of the door will be visible, and the rest will be kind of hidden behind the material of the tree. So I think I will place it something like, let's see, I might have to replace it. Oh, when you want exact placement, you can actually shift to first person mode. So this is one of the things they also introduced in the updates, which makes it easier for exact placement. I don't know if it helps me right now because I actually want to see more of the door as well. I think something like this might be good. Let's take a step back. Yeah, I think it's good. I will need to do some fine adjustment here on the wood, as well as removing a little bit wood up here. But I think overall it's good. Sometimes it can be hard to modify or remove material around props that are already placed because the hitbox of the prop is kind of blocking where you want to modify the terrain. So for example, I would like to modify the terrain over here, but the game does not let me. Of course, I could remove the prop, then remove this one, and then place the prop again, but it would be hard to place the prop in the exact same spot again since I kind of used free placement to place it. So another way to do it is to grab some building material like this one. Place it so it, oops, that was the wrong place, a bit higher up, and there you go, it removed. So that's a way to kind of get around that problem. So this is how the entrance looks now, and the good thing with terrain is kind of naturally shapes in a round terrain as you shave it off. And I think we should add a little staircase here leading up to the door and a little road leading into it. I will create a staircase leading up to the door using rustic benches. I don't know who started doing staircases with like the rustic bench and rustic chair and stuff like that, but first time I saw it was on a screenshot on Reddit, but I think it will fit extremely well with kind of the treehouse aesthetics. So you notice it says that I can't place it here because it kind of collides with the terrain, but you don't need to remove all the terrain, only the terrain kind of where you aim with the white dot to be able to place the bench. So I removed a bunch of the terrain in front of the door, and previously, if we go back a couple of updates, getting this rustic bench to place in the correct place would have been really hard, but now thanks to the possibility to fine-tune placement, it's actually fairly simple. So we can rotate it of course, but also change height, which means I can elevate it here, despite having the placement down here, to just below the door entrance like I want to, so somewhere like this I feel will be good. Let's check that out, and then we just take the next one. Once finished with the stairs, I did a little bit of landscaping with the dirt road here leading up to the door, and it's meant to connect to the road on the back of the tree, as well as adding a little stone here with moss on top. Moss is a real late game material. It's way up north on the map. You'd reach there like level 25 something. But once you get there, it's really easy to get your hands on because it's growing everywhere, so you just pickaxe the floor and you'll have it. Obviously, you don't need a stone with moss on top in front of the tree to make it look good. Now, I think it's time to add some lighting, like lamps in front of the door to make it look good in nighttime as well before we start working on some windows and the interior. Obviously, the sun setting makes for some spectacular views in Enshrouded, but I really wish there was some way to turn off the day and night cycle while building and recording Let's Build videos, because everything suddenly turning pitch black in the middle of explaining or showing or building something is kind of annoying. If there is a way and I haven't discovered it, and I'm right now making a fool out of myself, please write so in the comments. Well, time to head to bed, in game that is, to be able to build some more in the morning. The lamp hanging here in front of the door is made of an iron chandelier, pulley and prison fence. Iron is a rather late game resource. You need to reach the Kindle wastes before you get it. This one was a lot of frustration to kind of put together in front of the door, but I will show how it's made. What caused me a lot of frustration placing the actual lamp outside of the tree was getting all the parts in exactly the right positions, the positions that I wanted. So this time, when showing how it's made, I won't be that nitpicky with positions. But you start by placing the lamp in the desired height. After that, you grab your pulley and you need something to attach it to. And then you try to place it so it kind of melts together with the lamp. So it looks like the hook is grabbing the lamp. I hope I'm doing this all right now. Like this. And then you have to place the prison fence. Thanks to now being able to kind of rotate and tilt any prop in any direction, you can just rotate this prison rod to the desired angle and then just place it out from the wall to kind of hold the pulley. This won't be really good placement right now, but you kind of get the idea. And once you're done, you just remove scattering little cubes. And yeah, rather horrible placement, but you get how it's done. I also hid a little firefly chandelier here, halfway dug into the wood. The way you do it is you remove some wood, you put the chandelier there, you switch back to building hammer, you just undo to put the wood back. I think a bit of extra indirect lighting is always good to make a scene look better at night. Since I opted for placing the door on the other side of the tree, I think this is a great place for a window. So I will do exactly like I did with the door. Start with a hole in the tree, and then put the window inside of it, and then just kind of build the tree around it to only show the parts of the window that light. It's a decent height. I'm not really sure what type of window I actually like to be here, so I will just start experimenting a bit. So I guess this is one possibility. Let's actually switch this window out for a different one and check if it's better or worse. I think I actually like the carved window frame the most, so I will actually put that one more decently in place and then work from that. Before I start working on the inside of this tree, I kind of want to tidy up a bit of the excess wood here, as well as removing the wood here blocking the door. I don't want the door when it's open to clip through the wood. And also I think I should add some floorboards. I mean, even if you're living in a tree and all the walls and everything is made out of wood, I kind of feel like you kind of want nice floorboards regardless. So I will kind of try to find a material that I feel will be a good fit here and add that to the floor. So I also get kind of to the level of the door here, so I don't get stuck walking in and out of the tree. I have cleaned up this space and added some floorboards. I went with the conifer wood. The conifer wood you find up in the north as well. I went with it because it's very dark and I like kind of the stark contrast between the brighter wooden walls and the darker wooden floor. But obviously, if you haven't gotten that far into the game, you can go with any wooden floor. I also added an extra frame. You can craft both the door with like the frame with the door inside of it and just the frame if you like. So I added an extra frame here to make the door frame a bit bigger. And now it's time to add the staircase leading up towards upper floors. While this room is quite narrow, I got generous or the potential of very generous ceiling height. So to conserve as much space horizontally as possible, I will go with kind of a really narrow staircase leading up towards the second floor. And for that staircase, I will use the rustic chair combined with the heartwood that makes out the wall of this tree. I start by placing Blackmire heartwood like a normal staircase up along the wall, 3 out from the wall like this. You have to be a bit careful where the wall changes direction and experiment a little bit with what looks good. So for example here I see it has to actually start going outwards instead. And you just continue upwards to the desired height of your roof. The next step is to place the rustic chairs, and you don't really want to place them just like they are, because then they're kind of hard to walk up on top of. So rather you want to kind of lower them a little bit into the ground and then place them like this in front of the stairs. Here we go, the first level. And you just work your way upwards. So again, lower them a little bit inside of the stair or staircase. Grab the next couple. And as you move upwards, you might want to rotate them slightly as well to follow the wall. So this is how it will look. And then you just go upwards like this, placing them all the way up until you're done with the staircase. Once you have placed all of the rustic chairs and you have tested that you can really walk up on them, you can start working on the underside of the staircase by actually hiding the rustic chairs, like just placing a little bit more wood here. It will fit nicer towards the wall as well. After adding the wood below the stairs, you might notice that you suddenly have some wood seeping in on top of the rustic chairs on top of the stairs. So just go ahead and remove any excess wood that you don't really want there. I think this looks alright now. And there you go. A real nice wooden, very rustic looking, wooden looking staircase leading up to the next floor. I made kind of a little root system or root-like system below the stairs, so it looks like it's supporting them as well as making it look more as a part of the rest of the tree than before. And now it's time to add the inner wall, and I will make it out of hardwood as well. Even though I want kind of the floor to be a different texture and a different material, I feel like the roof should be just made out of hardwood. So the first floor is kind of ready when it comes to the actual building. We got the nice organic stairs here leading up to the second floor, as well as that little window. Everything looking very woody and organic. And all we need now is just putting furniture in place, carpets, lamp, stuff to make it feel really cozy inside of here. So when talking about making a cozy interior, have you noticed that the simple coffin lid looks suspiciously much like a stone shelf? So I will place this one here, I think, and the next one over here, and a little bit outwards, like this. And we got a nice stone shelf in between kind of the staircase here and the roof going over here. And I think I want like an upper layer as well. Let me just lower this one a bit, try to align them somewhat like this. And the next one, need to increase it to the same height. Let's see, to be somewhere around here. Yeah, I think that's good. I also did a little bit of work outside the tree just to kind of connect it to the rest of my little village here. So I branched off the dirt road here towards the tree, planted some strawberries in a wagon that I buried a bit inside of the ground just to make it look more interesting here. Over here I used field stones to kind of support the dirt road as it curves around the tree. I kind of gave up on showing exactly where I found all the stuff in this video because I realized pretty much everything I used, or a lot of the stuff I used, was really endgame stuff. So field stones I think are also way up north, like really late game. But I think it looks really nice as kind of a little stone wall here. Inside of the tree I also did some more stuff. I already was showing how to make this shelf here, but I decided to keep this as spacious as possible to use the walls instead of putting a lot of furniture here. So here's another, I buried some shelves a bit into the wood to place some books there, as well as some chests, using the fact that I got some roots on the outside. So the walls here at the, like at least for the first floor, is rather thick, so you can do stuff like that. And then this really nice organic staircase leading up to the second floor. So the second floor here is still empty, and I won't show making it in the video because the video would simply be too long. But I might make more videos about making this like treehouse skyscraper, if you will, in future videos, if I feel like the things I make on the other floors are interesting enough to make a video about. That means that this is everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up if you did. Hope you enjoyed the end result and that it gave you some inspiration maybe for your own builds. Maybe subscribe for future content. I'm not exactly sure how often I will post videos, and I probably will make videos about other games than just Enshrouded. I kind of gave up on having a focus on my channel, so it will probably be a variety channel, but centered around computer games and computer games that I like to play, which often involves building and constructing stuff. Well, cheers!